Hey everyone, it's Tom here. Got another album review for you today. It's Bring Me the Horizon's new album, Ammo. An album that I've been fearing to review and to listen to, but also excited as well. This is because I've been a fan of the band for years now. I've listened to all the albums many times. My favourite of theirs being There Is a Hell, Believe Me I've Seen It, There Is a Heaven, Let's Keep It a Secret. Second favourite probably being Sempiternal. And I'm going to say right off the bat, I'm not the kind of person that is just literally stuck to one genre or maybe a couple of other sub-genres. I'm not just like, let's keep things heavy, let's keep things metalcore or deathcore or metal. I'm open to experimentation when it comes to bands, and if they can pull it off, that's fantastic, you know. And if they can't pull it off, then it kind of falls flat. There are some bands that can pull it off and some that can't. It's just the way it is, really. Bring Me the Horizon released, how many singles did they release? 5 singles. They released 5 singles before this album has been officially released. It actually leaked the day before. I've listened to it quite a few times since then. And I don't know what to do. I don't know how to review this album. I don't even know what to think, to be honest with you. I mean, Bring Me the Horizon aren't exactly the most patrician bands out there. They're pretty mainstream, at least nowadays anyway. I mean, they didn't used to be. They used to be pretty underground, with Count Your Blessings and Suicide Season, and maybe There Is a Hell. But once they moved on to the major label Sempiternal, things changed a little bit. And Sempiternal was a great album. An album which I still listen to every now and again, even though my music taste personally has changed, like, massively. It's just become more broad, I suppose you could say. Sempiternal still sticks with me, and so do their previous albums, and that's the spirit. I reviewed this album just over 3 years ago. I gave it an 8 out of 10 when I reviewed it. I guess that's my naive approach, my biased fan approach to reviewing albums. Now I would give it more of an average score, because personally I think the album's a mixed bag. It's kind of single-driven. The album doesn't really have much of a concept. The lyrics aren't that great. The songwriting isn't that deep. Nothing really impressed me, and it's not because it wasn't heavy, or because, you know, it wasn't like anything else they've done before. It just was a bit tame. There are a few good songs I could pick out, like Cherry Pick, that were pretty good, like Oh No, Doomed, Follow You, Avalanche, for example. But apart from that, it was just a bit mediocre for me. But we're here to talk about Ammo. We're here to talk about Ammo, the new pulverizing album by Bring Me the Horizon. And I mean pulverizing. There are bands that change, but I don't think I've seen a band that has changed this much. I mean, I could say Daughters have changed a lot, but I mean, they haven't gone from deathcore to pop, EDM, rap, pop rock. I don't know what genre this album is, and I say this because there are songs scattered throughout the album that touch upon many genres, throughout each song individually as well. And the concept of this album is pretty much love, the bad and the good of it. The first song, the intro track, I Apologise If You Feel Something, is a pretty good opener. I was really surprised for many different reasons, because it's nothing like they've done before, and that is kind of exciting. But they pull it off. They pull it off pretty well. It's just over 2 minutes long. It's EDM, kind of slow burner. Then it kind of explodes a little bit. Just, you know, welcomes the listener into this crazy experience, I suppose. And the next song's Mantra, and I don't agree with the track listing. The flow here, I wish Nihilist Blues was track number 2, because it would work so much better after I Apologise If You Feel Something. Anyway, Mantra was the first single that was released. When I first heard it, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. Standard. I expected something poppier, I'm going to say that. The riffs are pretty standard. They are kind of hard-hitting. I mean, compared to what I was expecting anyway. Lyrically, this song is about a cult, a relationship, and intertwined a lot of different meanings behind that. That's kind of clever. The lyrics are kind of witty, which is a point I'll get onto with further songs down the album when I keep on going. This song does have some pop elements to it, the bridge, which actually is my favourite part of the song. I think the vocal melodies are pretty brilliant, they're really catchy, even though Ollie Sykes, I mean his vocals, they're a bit synthesised, they're a bit edited here. I guess that's just a testament to how great of a singer is. I guess his vocal range or his tone can't really keep up with the pitch he's trying to go for, but nevertheless it's still a catchy bridge, and the chorus is okay. Verses are okay. The song as a whole is decent. Nihilist Blues, my favourite track on the album, probably. It's quite experimental, it's EDM, vocal effects are changed, there's loads of production, little sparkles everywhere. It's quite colourful, lyrically quite dark, quite mysterious, quite adventurous. This features Grimes, who I actually like, and she fits quite well in here. It doesn't seem like a feature that just tagged on just to feature an artist, just to gain popularity, or just have, just for the sake of it. This isn't the case here. This song's pretty long, it's pretty good, and I think it justifies its length. So I was pretty pleased with this song. Wonderful Life. I don't know what the hell to think of this song. For one, the thin, pathetic little repeated guitar riff is shit. It's just weak, repetitive, kind of annoying. The chuggier main guitar riff is it's got a bit more oomph to it. The screeches, I guess you could call them screeches, you know what I mean if you've heard it. I like that. It brings some intensity, a new kind of intensity that I haven't heard in a Bring Me the Horizon song before as well. It's kind of a children's version of a daughter's screech, I suppose you could say. The chorus is pretty good. Lyrically, the song's kind of all over the place. There are some lines that I do enjoy, like the line about Ed Gein, about wearing his face. I thought that was kind of clever, since Ed Gein's like a serial killer based off Psycho, Silence of the Lambs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so this has kind of got like a serial killer vibe to it, but he's kind of like happy about it, but he's not. Like, this is a wonderful life, but he's being sort of sarcastic about it. This song kind of relates, I assume, to Ollie Sykes' drug addiction, and just in comparison to what his life's like now, and sort of overlooking everything and making a song about it. The feature, Danny Filth, I do not enjoy at all. Really nasty vocals, or like creepy vocals. It doesn't fit with the song at all. I would have preferred an instrumental bridge, or even just like a vocal bridge or something just that progresses. But after this feature, Ollie just jumps back in, and then it does the screech again and it ends. And there's also trumpets at the end, which is a nice little addition towards the end of the track. But where do I go from here? Medicine, the third single. I hated the song when it first came out. Now it's my second favourite. Don't ask why, because I don't even know myself. I guess I could try and explain it. It's a safe song. It's poppier than anything they've done before, but it's catchy, especially the bridges, the bits sort of after the chorus. The chorus is pretty catchy in itself, and the actual bridge after the chorus is pretty catchy. It's kind of repetitive. Lyrically, this song isn't that strong, but it's pretty decent. The songs Ouch and Fresh Bruises are just does nothing for me in any way whatsoever. Bland, boring, unadventurous. Sounds like they're made off Fruity Loops Studio 12 on your PC. Like, it's just electronics, instrumental interludes that really add nothing to the album. They kind of take away from the album, which is very disappointing. The track Mother Tongue is even more poppy than Medicine, and I really did not like this song at first. That chord progression at the in the chorus is one of the most basic, one of the most overused chord progressions used in popular mainstream pop music. It just made my spine just sort of it just got to me. The song's catchy, I'll give it that. Okay, the song's catchy. A couple more tracks I want to talk about here. Sugar Honey Iced Tea, which is shit. I guess, unabbreviated, is a really strange track. Really strange. It's kind of EDM, kind of guitar driven, kind of heavy, kind of all over the place, especially towards the end, with vocal melodies that are like throwbacks to like 90s boy bands, which Ollie Sykes has mentioned. They have been influences towards this album, and I can certainly hear them. But this song's all over the place, I don't know what to think about it. I pretty much enjoy most of the song, apart from the chorus. The chipmunk vocals do nothing for me at all. I actually hate them. It's kind of like the mainstream trend back in, well, how many years ago now? 6 years ago? Maybe 5 years ago, from being generous. Do not enjoy them whatsoever. It's just so outdated and so strange. I mean, to me, personally, I never really liked them in the first place. I do like Ollie's little scream at the end. It's a nice little touch, and these little la 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 la's, and it just gives it a bit more, the song a bit more fun, a bit more bite to it, which I enjoy. The song's entertaining, I'll give it that. The song Heavy Metal is kind of Ollie, not ranting, but sort of saying to his fans that this song isn't heavy metal. And you can tell by listening to it, it's kind of like a poppy, kind of his vocals are synthesised, and it's a catchy song. And at the end he just screams, you know, I don't know why, I guess he just kind of, he sort of contradicts himself, but maybe he does it sarcastically, I'm not sure, it's kind of confusing. The song's pretty okay, I suppose. And then the closing track, I know the meaning behind this closing track, and you know, I do admit there is some actual emotion behind this track, but it's the most lifeless song on the album for me. The violins are a nice touch, that's all I can say for it. As a whole, this album's really, really hard to listen to and decide whether or not you like it or not. It was hard to review. Really hard. Concept-wise, this album doesn't really have one. When I listen to the whole thing, I think about it. And as an album, sound-wise, nothing really links or flows together. Nothing really has much of an impact for me, and all these songs here don't have much shelf life to them, so it leaves me to think, do I hate this album? Do I love this album? I don't know. It's entertaining. It's kind of fun. It's witty. It's quirky. It's a little explosive. It's quite colourful. But there are change-ups in sounds during songs that I really dislike, to the point where I cringe quite a lot. And I appreciate Bring Me the Horizon experimenting. They haven't done it properly before like this before, so they can do what they want to do. And if they're happy with that, I'm happy with that. But at the end of the day, this is an album review, and I have to be honest, I'm not biased. So, did I enjoy this album? Kind of. That's all I've got to say, really, to be honest with you. I don't know what Bring Me the Horizon I've got for everyone in the future, but I hope they experiment more, and I hope it's more fine-tuned, has more of a concept, more of a flow, not a single-driven, more adventurous, not EDM style, not rap style, not hip-hop style, just adventurous. They can stick pop, that's fine with me. I'm feeling a 6.3 out of 10. Thank you for watching.